Hey everyone, Chris Dawson here, running for City Council, although I really shouldn't say running because the finish line is right there. So it's more of a brisk walk because, you don't want to exert yourself at my age. So 5 more days and we're going to have a new council, a new mayor, and if you're a Star Wars fan, perhaps a new hope. But I'm a Trekkie, so we'll see what happens. So one thing I decided early on in this campaign was I'm going to keep doing these explainer videos regardless of whether I make it onto council or not. Because one of the most humbling bits of feedback I've had is that people appreciate how I can take complex city council shenanigans and issues and break them down into plain English and throw it all out in a 3 or 4 minute long video. And I'm going to keep doing it because I absolutely love it. So why would I stop? And if it helps people, why would I stop? So I'm not going to stop. On that note, Briscoes building update. On Wednesday, submissions close for the demolition resource consent for the Briscoes building. Yes, the owners have applied to demolish it. Now, there's a lot of supporting PDFs that go in with the application, which are all on the council's website. If you want me to point you in their direction, I can probably do that. That new website's not very user-friendly. So basically, as long as the City Council and the Historic Places Trust don't trip over each other trying to save that mangled, burnt-out wreck, we might finally be rid of it. And interestingly enough, there's also a PDF in there about the options for doing it up that the owners looked at. To put a new roof on it and basically make it weathertight again, $4.5 million. Remember, go back to my earlier Briscoes video when I said there's a reason why the City Council doesn't want to get involved in this sort of thing and why I'm against the City Council getting involved in this sort of thing? $4.5 million just to make it weathertight. And if you actually wanted to make it so you could do something on the inside and redevelop it, just the outer shell itself, with no services inside and presumably the first floor still needing rebuilt, over $10 million. So obviously the owners have looked at it and went, no, and gone for demolition. So here's hoping some planets align and we can finally see the end of the burnt out shell in the middle of town that is the Briscoes building. The government's also, well, on the subject, the government's announced that they are overhauling earthquake-prone building laws, and the comment sections have rejoiced, saying, oh, see, we didn't need to build a new museum after all, and we don't have to strengthen the water tower, and blah, blah, blah. But the devil's in the details, and we don't have the details yet, but even the government's own numbers say the number of earthquake-prone buildings in Invercargill will drop from 158 to 118. That's right, 3/4 of them are still there and they're still a problem, and we still need to spend, government estimate, $250 million on them. So once we got more details, I'll do an actual video on that, but until we got details, there's no point. I'm just throwing darts at a dartboard that isn't even there. So anyway, I'll be in touch before the end of the week. And if you voted for me, thank you for your support. And if you haven't voted for me, come on, get off your couch and go and do it. Please, please. I'm only doing this once, so it's now or never, because I'm not running for council again. No, 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 no. I do not need the stress of the last 10 weeks in my life. I don't mind being on council, but running for council, stupidest way to host a job interview ever is how you run for council. And I might actually do an explainer video on that because that could be fun. Anyway, that's enough from me. We'll catch you later. Cheers.